All right, the top 40 quarterback countdown. We're up to number 15 with Tom Brady. Earlier in the show, we discussed Drew Brees. Disgust may be the right word, spelled differently. Some people are disgusted by the presence of Brady and Brees that low on the list, just like they were last year. We got some feedback from Twitter at TimShaw222. You're great, Chris Simms, but TB12 deserves a number 10 to 12 ranking from last year. Numbers aren't everything, which you let your listeners know. Receivers weren't getting separation, and they lost their center last year. No decent tight end, and Julian Edelman was banged up. Offense was conservative because the defense was so good. So Is it that Brady's reduction in performance had something to do with the fact that the team around him just wasn't very good, at least on the offensive side of the ball, Chris?
Well, those are the facts of the matter, certainly. But, I mean, it's not like I'm going to sit here and go, oh, that was the worst offense in football. I mean, it was nothing like that. Yeah, they just weren't as dominant as years past, certainly. And all those, issues with the offense are real, but I block that out. I don't care. I really don't. I don't sit there and try to look at all that and then blame it on the quarterback or anything like that. He makes a lot of good points, Tim Shaw, 222. But at the same time, what I would tell him, and, we'll get into it more tomorrow and the rest of this week, there's guys right now, first off, there's just a lot of good quarterbacks in football, like a lot of really good, talented quarterbacks. And, yeah, there's guys at this point of his career where, Brady might have more experience than them, but his experience does not outweigh the playmaking ability of some of the guys that he has in front of him that we'll see here coming up during the week. So that's really where I weigh it. And, yes, I realize those were real issues. But I think you could sit there, and I wish Tim could come watch some film to me where we'd watch it together and he'd go, oh, okay. Yeah, Chris, you are right. Brady did leave some completions and some yards and some moments that, he could have really, made a big strike in a game and didn't do it. And I think that would be a reality if I could watch some film with some people.
It really is a golden age of quarterbacks, and there are a bunch of great quarterbacks right now in the NFL, and we should appreciate and enjoy this moment where there are some guys at or above the age of 40 who are still getting it done, and then a cluster of great young quarterbacks coming up through the ranks. And the real question is, will colleges continue to produce great quarterbacks? Will NFL teams continue to just use the college quarterbacks the way they were used in college? They finally figured out, instead of trying to jam the square peg into the round hole, we're just going to take the guy that we like in college and let him do at the NFL level what he did at college, which is why we liked him in the first place. We're not going to change him, and I think that's contributed to why there's so many great quarterbacks right now. All right, at Joe Bucks Fan, which is the Twitter handle for one of the leading Tampa Bay Buccaneers news and information sites, rank Brady 15th, 12th, 9th. Who cares about the number? Simms says Brady can make all the throws, and he reads defenses like a super genius. That's good enough for Joe. As for perspective on the upgrade, Simms has Jameis Winston at number 33. So, hey, from the Buccaneers' perspective, they're up 18 spots. They're happy with that.
Well, yes, and those are my guys at Joe Bucks Fan. They're good people and good people altogether. But yeah, that's the point. You could still win a Super Bowl with Brady. If people really think Brady's still a top 5, 6, 7, 8 quarterback, no. That's insane if you're trying to put them in, the list of some of the top quarterbacks right now and their ability to make plays. But, of course, you can still win a Super Bowl. And, again, it's about a team. This is the one thing I'm trying to beat into everybody's brains for this. In 2016, Mike, I know you've heard me say this. I'm going to say it again, though. I don't care. The worst quarterback in football won the Super Bowl. Literally and realistically, the worst quarterback in football because they had a team around him. And, yes, he was smart and he knew how to manage the game, and I'm talking about Peyton Manning. But go back and look, anybody. It's 9 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. There's not much more that needs to be said about that. And he couldn't really push the ball down the field. That doesn't make me proud to say that about Peyton Manning, who's one of the 3 greatest of all time in my eyes. But it just shows you, again, we put the quarterback too much on the pedestal for the reasons the team wins or loses or whatever it may be. And you can certainly still win a Super Bowl with Tom Brady or Drew Brees.
But it's Drew Brees at number 16 that sparks this question from Chris Rosvaglu. Michael Thomas is not the best receiver in the league because he has Drew Brees throwing him the football. That's a quote that Chris Rosvaglu has attributed to Chris Simms. Chris, when have you said Michael Thomas is not the best receiver in the league because he has Drew Brees throwing him the football? Because the point is, if Brees is so good, and it diminishes Michael Thomas, why is he number 16 on your list? So the basic argument is you can't have it both ways. Defend yourself.
Well, hey, listen, nice name, Chris. Okay, I like your first name, but I mean, those words never came out of my mouth. He's going to have to show me that quote or play back a video. Now, have I said Michael Thomas is not the best receiver in the league because he's got Drew Brees and Sean Payton? Yeah, certainly. But again, hey, Drew Brees is really good. We know that. All right. Here's some things for you. Teddy Bridgewater had as many 30-plus yard completions as Drew Brees did, and he played 5 games. They were 5-0. Again, Chris, hey, other Chris, the Saints don't move on from top 10 quarterbacks. That tells you they don't think he's in the top 10. So, yes, there's 15 other best quarterbacks, and Michael Thomas is not the best receiver in football to me. I'm sorry. I think he's awesome. But here's the last point. Again, other than they don't move on from top 10 quarterbacks. If you're still in the top 10, they let you keep playing for their team. But the big thing is, too, you don't think some of the top quarterbacks in football would not have better stats than Drew Brees if they played in that same offense? You're crazy.
Yes.
Again, Patrick Mahomes in 2017 was the top-rated quarterback in football. Alex Smith
we're
was.
out of time.
Mahomes went times 2. The show's over.
We're out of
We'll
time.
see you tomorrow.
Shut up.
See you, Mike.
See you tomorrow.
You got me going. I can't help it.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.